in the restroom all the time like my brother had been. And so I remember thinking, oh my God, they got to find out before it's too late. And I kept telling them my dad passed away from cancer, and thinking they're not taking this serious. They're not taking me serious. And so just being really, really fearful and really, really scared. But they kept reassuring me, your blood work is good. You don't have cancer. But I continued to get worse. And so with the CVS, what I had discovered, and I'll tell you in part 9 now, because part 8 kind of deviated, but in part, what I discovered is that CVS is a mitochondrial disease, and it's a mitochondrial disease like Lrgourl's disease or lupus, or I'm trying to think. I think diabetes is one of those type of mitochondrial diseases. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what ALS. I think that's Lrgourl's as well, but for sure ALS is a mitochondrial disease. And so what happens in mitochondrial diseases is that they're believed to be passed down through the maternal side. And what I noticed is that myself, my brother who's right up under me, and my sister who is right up under him, all 3 are sick. And what I always was fearful of is that we're all 3 my father's children. And but my father has a 4th child who's not ill in any kind of way. And so I always was wondering, about that. And so what I found out with the mitochondrial disease is that it is passed down through the maternal side. Like I'm trying to think the disease where 2 parents have to have the same trait. Sickle cell. Sickle cell is another one of those mitochondrial diseases, and it's more similar to CVS, and that's why I bring that one up to compare, because sickle cell, both of the parents have a trait. The parents have no signs or symptoms of the sickle cell, but they have the trait. And if they meet with another parent who has the trait, and they could both together have a child, then that child does not inherit the trait. He inherits the disease, the sickle cell disease, which is a mitochondrial disease. So it takes both parents. And so that father had to inherit it from his mother, and he inherited the trait. And then the mother had inherited it from her mother just by happenstance. And then the child from his mother, along with the paternal or paternal maternal connection, inherits or develops sickle cell. CVS kind of develops the same way. It's a mitochondrial disease where my mother carries a trait, and she doesn't have to meet a man who carries a trait, because it probably doesn't matter. But in the instance, my father probably also carried the trait from his mother, because it's basically a malnutrition disease. And what happens is, of my mother's kids, 4% of her children will have the disease. And it just so happens that my mom has 10 children, all living. I'm the oldest, 34, and the youngest is 4. A 30-year difference between us all. And my brother and my sister right up under me, both are ill. Both are very, very sick. Well, I'm very, very, very sick. So, and the case study says that one will have very severe form, and then the rest will trickle down from there. My brother, being that he's a male, won't have it as severe as the females, because he doesn't have the same hormones as us, and so certain hormones trigger those attacks more, and guys have a lot less of those hormones that trigger that attack. Whew. A lot of research has went into this. So me finding that out, and so that kind of drew me away from the fear of, okay, I'm not going to get cancer. And so then these lumps come, and then this lumps comes, and then today I'm all back into this big, like, wow, I'm not out of the woods yet type of thing. And it makes me grateful, so grateful again that Gerson therapy came right on time, like at the midnight hour. At the ladies who prayed for me, said at the midnight hour. The first song that before I woke up and when I started going to church in 2009, the song that came on that night said in the midnight hour. The night my mom did the first enema, she said in the midnight hour. It's just in the midnight hour. It all just came down to me making a decision